Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the Football Commentaries Podcast. I'm joined again by Ben and Harvey, who were in the live one on Thursday.
Yo.
You want to say hello?
Yo.
And we've got a new guest who was predominantly in the chat on the live stream on Thursday. Had a good battle with Lewis Peggy. Decided to scout him onto the podcast. We've got Kenzie as well. So Kenzie's here, City fan, Rangers fan. So yeah, this is probably the only three other people who are going to be on the podcast, alongside me. Obviously, you need me on it.
That's that guy.
Even though people think I've never watched a game of football before, but that's okay. For this episode, we're going to talk about players' futures, so kind of like transfer based. We're going to talk about quite a few players. We're going to mainly focus on Harry Kane and Jadon Sancho. Then we're going to talk about like players like Haaland, James Rodriguez, Werner.
Can we talk about De Ligt?
We could talk about anyone we want, Ben. This is what the podcast is about. We can express our arguments and our beliefs in football. It's what's so good about this podcast. So we're going to get started. I want to start on Harry Kane, mainly because we've got two United fans here, and you've been strongly linked with Harry Kane for 200 million. Would you like him at United, and what would he bring?
I would like him at United because
obviously you'd like him at United. I get that. I'm not expecting any of you to go, oh no, Kane, no, England captain, no. But like, what would he bring to United? Do you think that would help?
I think just an attacking force really, because I feel like we've got Martial up front, but he's still learning the striker position because he's played on the left, and now we've tried Rashford up there. He's now on the left, and we're trying Martial. He's scoring goals, but we just need a striker who knows how to finish and has played striker.
Yeah, I think ultimately we shouldn't be. Well, we've seen it in quite a few games where Martial's just not scoring game in, game out. I think Kane.
He's not as consistent. He scores great goals,
Yeah.
but the consistency's not there, as in Kane.
Yeah.
He's mainly scoring every game, really.
I think the thing is with Kane compared to Martial, you kind of like, you might score, he might not, but with Kane, every game you can go in and go, you could bag one today.
Yeah.
Every game you can go in and have confidence in Kane. With Martial, it's kind of like, he could score, he might not, he might, put up a good performance. But with Kane, I feel that's what United need, a proven goal scorer who is, who you can trust. It's like Lukaku. He was a proven goal scorer, but you just couldn't trust him.
Yeah.
But with Kane, I feel like he's a player you can definitely trust. Another question linked to that, Kane obviously hasn't won any trophies in his career with Spurs. Do you think that would be a problem at United? The fact that he's not won anything, not really being in many final situations other than the Champions League, but he wasn't really fully fit for that game. So, would that be an issue?
I don't think that'll affect him at all. I think if he comes to United, he'll probably end up winning a trophy at one point.
Which one?
Yeah.
I'm not too sure, to be honest.
What trophy? Maybe a League Cup?
I don't know. Just any.
Europa League?
Yeah, maybe. You never know. But yeah, it does and it doesn't really matter. But he's a top player anyway.
Yeah, I think if United do get him as well, he's going to improve the chances of United getting further in tournament by so much.
Yeah.
So we will be challenging.
That's also going to have an impact on the attacking players at United because they know who Harry Kane is. Rashford, obviously English.
Yeah.
He'll know how Harry Kane plays, and they know that Harry Kane can finish, so they'll start playing the balls. Well, this is if he gets a transfer, but they'll start playing the balls through, and they know that he can score. So
and the fact that Bruno Fernandes's transfer has just changed the squad completely.
Yeah.
Like the way that we've gone into games, we've been a lot more confident. I think if we bring Kane in as well, it'll bring so much more.
He's just become another leader, Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
With Harry Kane, obviously, he'll go straight to the team. No doubt about that. Where would Martial go? Bench, or would he still be in the team? Or who have you got on the right? right wing.
Daniel James.
I'm not
Daniel
gonna
James
lie.
right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I watched him this season. He's been like, when I've watched him. No, I'll know it's his first season for United in the Prem. He's not been very good for me. I think. Yes, he's quick, but the amount of time he just knocks it long and then runs onto it. It's like it's easy to read. You can cover that easily. So
yeah, but most of the time it works because he's absolutely rapid.
Yeah, but then again, he hasn't really chipped in with too many goals and assists, so it can't have worked that well.
No, I mean he puts a good ball in. He puts a good ball in, but again, he's not as consistent. It's his first time in the Prem, still trying to get used to it. And as well, he's young.
Yeah.
So yeah, coming from Swansea to a massive club, it's going to be difficult still, but I think he'll eventually get there. One point.
I agree. I'm going to just tell you some very nice stats about Harry Kane that will fill you with confidence if he was to join. Some of his goal scoring stats are insane. 201 appearances in the Premier League, 136 goals. So that's the 0.68 goals per game. But his cup record is insane. I have a hear of this. So he's played 24 Champions League games, 20 goals. And he's played 14 FA Cup games, 10 goals. That is ridiculous.
You know he's not going to bottle it in the big trophy games. You know he can. He can still provide.
Yeah.
In big games.
But that's an insane record. That is mad. I remember researching it today. I was like, oh, he's going to have a decent goal scoring record, but 20 goals in 24 Champions League appearances. That is insane. That is mental. And I feel like if United do get into the Champions League, he will be a massive factor if you're getting out of your group. Depending on who your group is, because you could get an easy group or you could get like a really tough group. But with Harry Kane, I just feel like he can play in any way. It's like he's not just a one-dimensional striker. You can play the ball in behind to him, he'll chase it down. You can get crosses into him, he'll win crosses. You know, he's known for his heading. If you want to play to his feet, he'll hold it up. I think so many of those aspects that he can bring to United, I think will really help you. The way you adapt your game. Because and
then onto Martial's stats: played 23 games, scored 11.
To be fair,
that's not bad for a left winger.
For someone who's not really a striker, who hasn't been for many years, that's not too bad of a record. That's what nearly one goal every 2 games.
That's why I'm like kind of struggling to say if Harry Kane was to come, if he'd be on the bench or he'd still start.
I think it'd be a bit harsh.
Yeah.
To drop him in a way, because it's like any other player you might say, oh, if you bring in a big striker, put him on the bench for a few games, let him ease in, like Martial, prove his point. But with Kane, it's like he's got to come straight in. You can't buy a player like Kane.
It's like
and stick him on the bench.
Like
it's just not possible.
Lukaku. The Lukaku situation came straight into the squad.
Yeah, I rated Lukaku when he first came to United.
Yeah, I don't know why we got rid of him.
I thought he was okay.
I don't know why we got rid of him.
I know obviously he got a lot of press, and I feel like he was that kind of person. Everyone kind of went, oh, United lost, probably Lukaku's fault, in that sense. But it's like, yes, he wasn't a great player in terms of the way United wanted to play, but he scored goals.
Yeah.
He guaranteed you goals at some point. He's not going to go like a whole season scoring 5. He's a 10-goal-plus player per season. So, but to be fair, again, if Inter Milan come in with that money, you kind of got to accept.
Yeah. It was like when Lukaku went to Inter, and we sort of went through that phase where is Solskjaer going to stay or go? There were games where people would shoot and we'd say Lukaku would have scored that, or Lukaku would have done this, and then just regretted getting rid of him. I don't know why we got rid of him, to be honest. I thought he was good. I thought he was a decent player.
Yeah, I more feel like that transfer was forced by himself. I feel like the amount of stick he was getting, some games, it's kind of. I bet he was kind of just like, you know what? I can easily get an easy move to a decent club. I don't need to put up with this. Honestly, in Italy, it looks like his strongest league. He's been absolutely smashing it for Inter Milan.
And United against PSG. Remember, he scored 2 goals.
Massive performance.
Massive,
huge.
Massive performance. Yeah. We got the handball. He scored then 2 goals to get us back level.
Yeah, it's a tough one. The only reason I was surprised with Lukaku's departure was that it was so late on in the transfer window, wasn't it? Like near deadline day, and the fact that you had no replacement for him. It was kind of like, surely you'd sell someone knowing you had someone to come in. But no, you kind of sold him, and you had no strikers in a sense.
Yeah.
And that's why you had to adapt Rashford to the role, and then you've gone, Rashford don't want to play down the middle, we have to adapt Martial.
Yeah.
And then he's had to come in, and he's done okay. You can't say it, but I thought that was strange. But I feel like things with Harry Kane is he's a striker that you're not going to back like Lukaku, and you go, we'll have to see how he does. If he does well in the next, in 2 seasons, we'll keep him. With Kane, he's a player that you'll have him for years. He'll be around for 4 or 5 years, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Basically, how long the contract will be. I feel like that's another good thing. Like I feel like if you sign Kane, he will stick around. So you guarantee goals every season.
Well, Kane's just a bigger player, isn't he?
Oh yeah, just it is a name.
Like,
I think.
England captain, like you can't just turn him down. Like if you're gonna sign him, he's gonna want to play it week in week out. He's England captain for a reason, isn't he?
Would depending on the transfer fee, would he have a good argument to become captain?
Not for United, I don't think. I think Harry Maguire would stay captain.
You stick with Harry Maguire? Yeah.
It's probably between Harry Maguire or Bruno Fernandes, just the way
Bruno Fernandes
they've both come in and impacted and leaded the team.
Yeah.
But I mean, Kane could do the exact same thing as Bruno Fernandes has done. Lead.
Yeah.
Maybe have a chance, but I'd probably say Harry Maguire. Stay with. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is with Maguire, for me, I've said this before. I don't know if you see it when you go to any games, but he just doesn't come across as a leader for me. I remember watching him at Leicester. He seemed quite quiet. Not someone who would, in times of need, they would scream at a player, say get back, or he doesn't come across as that kind of person. He seems quite quiet.
Yeah. But still, again, I know he's been in the Prem, but he's still come from Leicester to Manchester United, which is another big change.
Yeah, in terms of the size of the club, sure. Yeah, definitely.
Still adapting to the team, so.
And the price tag.
Yeah.
Let's not forget the price tag. That is a massive. I know it's not his fault, the price tag that it was, because obviously United panic buyed in terms of the price of the player, not the player they bought. Because obviously they needed a centre half, or you stuck with Smalling and Jones again. So you got Maguire, and you're like, Smalling, get out.
I think Maguire is going to end up like a real Ferdinand. I think.
In terms of calibre of player. Or a player like a good enough player for United, because that's quite a big name to live up to, Rio Ferdinand. So do you genuinely think he can grow to that calibre of player, or do you mean in terms of like a
think so, leader? Yeah. If he stays, I feel like he's one of them players that'll probably become like.
In terms of his status for the club, or in terms of quality of player.
Probably status for the club, yeah.
Okay.
He's a decent player.
Yeah. He's not the best centre half I've ever seen, if I'm being honest. Sometimes, but I feel that's what United need.
He's better than Phil Jones anyway.
Yeah, at least you don't have to. Yeah, that is very true. And he also brings some class finishing.
Yeah,
who
can finish against.
Was Tranmere?
Tranmere.
Was I?
It Tranmere?
Yeah, it's Tranmere.
That
pitch was awful as well.
Tranmere. Yeah.
Yeah. Decent finish.
So Kane wouldn't come in for you and be captain. You'd stick with Maguire. Would you also argue that could help Kane not having the pressure of being the captain, kind of playing his own game a little bit?
Then he can fully focus on himself and not really focusing on the team. Because if he does move to United, he's obviously going to have to get used to everything. And if he's captain, it could add more pressure to him and might not perform.
I think that because as soon as he's come onto the scene, I've only known Kane as like a captain figure from when he's come on the scene, because he was named captain, quite early for his time at Tottenham.
Yeah.
But on Kane's future as well, how much of an effect would that have on Tottenham? Like him leaving.
I think we said it last time. If Kane left, then I think it was like Dele Alli we were talking about. He could leave. If Kane left, their relationship and their style of football, they know how to play with each other. And if Kane goes, then they've just not really got anyone.
And the amount of goals they would lose a season would be they struggle for goals anyway when he's injured. So imagine if he wasn't left and just gone. That would I think the repercussions of that for Tottenham would be so bad. I think that's why they're so reluctant to let him go. Because they're like, we can't. Because you can't bring in someone straight away who's going to guarantee you 136 goals in 201 Premier League games. No way. You can't. Yeah. You can't just replace that straight away. So I think that's why they're so reluctant to let him go. Do you think Kane could end anywhere else? Any other destinations for him, or do you think United's the main one?
I think he's been rumoured with City. I don't know whether
see that.
City. Yeah, I was going to say I don't know.
And the only reason I can't see that happening is because we're not going to fork out the money for him.
Yeah.
We're not, because they'll ask for 100 million plus, and this could like bite me, but City will more than likely never sign a player for more than 100 million, guaranteed. We won't do it because we know there's better players out there for like less money. Because if they're going to ask for that, I can't see City budging at all. As good of a striker he is, because you can't deny he's a fantastic striker, but the money they're going to ask for, it kind of just sits at United. It's like United will pay that money. That's not a dig at United saying, "Oh, they pay anything for a good striker," but I mean, United do seem like the club that would fork out that money for a player like him.
I don't think that Kane's like the style that City play. I don't feel like Kane's quick enough for that kind of football.
Not like agile enough. He'd be a bit.
No.
If you know what I mean, like you know, like Aguero and Hayes is quite nimble players, agile, can turn quick. I'm not saying Kane can't, but Kane doesn't have the greatest pace.
Say Sane stays, and we've got Sterling and Sane, and
I know, Kane trying to keep up.
The edge of the box, like they're looking for a cross. They're not gonna like try and wiggle in and out of every player.
Yeah,
so if it's not there, then who's there?
Yeah, and they'll just be like, Kane, stay in the box here. We'll come to you. Don't worry, coming to chase Sterling and Sane down the wings. Just stay in the box. But also, what to say? He obviously got 2 golden boots as well. 15-16, 16-17 season, so back-to-back golden boots in them seasons. So, because obviously he had the big breakthrough about, 5-6 years ago now, and everyone was like, oh, can he do it season in, season out, and he's proven that he can, which I feel like was probably the biggest turning point in his career, the fact that he could go, you know what, I can do it every season, not just be this one season wonder. So, a move to United, do you think that would maybe slow down his career in any sense of maybe having to adapt to a new team, new style? Or do you think he'll just keep scoring the goals?
I think it boosts him even more, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because then he's got good players around him, but when you come to United, if Pogba stays, you've got Pogba, Bruno Fernandes. I feel like United have better players than Tottenham that Harry Kane can fit into, if you know what I mean.
Do you feel like the addition of Kane might kind of, United might look at Pogba and go, well, look, we've pretty much brought in the best players we can. You know, because obviously Pogba hasn't performed very well. I know he's been injured, but like before he got injured, he wasn't performing very well. United have arguably brought in the best players to surround him, and with Kane, that'll add on to that. You kind of got to look at Pogba and go, you've got to perform now. Show us, why we spent all that money and why we bought all these players to play around you. Because and for Pogba, where would he play? Do you think? Because for me, he's not a holding midfielder. For me, like alongside like a Fred. I feel like he has to be a bit further on. But is that in a holding? Is that in like a CDM role?
Yeah, like him and Scott McTominay in CDM. Play Bruno Fernandes.
Nah, I'd play Matic CDM. Fred, McTominay, Pogba, and then Bruno Fernandes just in front of them.
It's like a 3 midfield.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Pogba is obviously an expressive player, as we know. He likes to express himself. Yeah. So I feel like in that CDM role, he's kind of stuck. He's like, he's trapped in the position. He's like, I want to go and do this, but I know if I do that, then we're going to get counter-attacked if I lose it. So I feel like that's the other problem with Bruno Fernandes and Pogba. It's like, in a way, they're similar players in terms of the way they want to play. Like looking forward, looking for the forward ball. So I just don't know where Pogba would. Obviously, Pogba would get in the team. I'm not saying he isn't. But I feel like for Solskjaer, that would be maybe like a thing he has to think about. Like where is Pogba's best position?
To be honest, I don't think he'll stay anyway.
Do you know?
I don't think he will.
Where would he go?
Well, it's been rumoured with a move to Real Madrid.
Yeah, Juventus as well, hasn't he? That's
Juventus.
Back there.
Apparently, we're doing a swap deal with either Ramsey and someone else or money and Delict.
How much money would you want for him? Say if you
For
right,
Pogba.
okay, let me phrase the question. So right, I'm gonna give. So you're gonna get Pogba for just cash. How much would you want for him? And if you were gonna get cash plus Delict, how much cash would you want for him? Bear in mind you signed him for what, 90 million. So just keep that in mind.
Just cash.
Just cash, no players, just cash. How much would you want for him? How much do you think he's worth? Maybe not even how much you want for him. How much do you think?
Probably the same amount as we bought him for.
About 90, 100 million.
About
So kind of no losses.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think anyone would buy him for that now, though. Like how he's played in the last couple of years, he's not been like what he's expected or what he's made out to be.
Yeah, the only positive with maybe Juventus matching the price tag of about 900 million is they know what Pogba can do.
Yeah, they've seen it before.
Real Madrid, obviously, it will be a new country, new league. They won't know what to expect from him, but from Juventus, they know he's done it in this league. He knows the surroundings. He lived there for years. So I think that they'll be more than likely take that jump and go, you know what? Yeah, we might have to buy him back for what we sold him for, but if we know we can get the best out of him, then I feel like that's a risk that they'll want to take.
I think 100 million.
100 million.
I think if we were to sell him, I think Real Madrid they pay 100. Obviously, unless it's in a swap deal.
All right then, I'm gonna chuck Delict in it. Delict's in the deal. How much do you want? Firstly, how much do you think Delict is worth? Because then you can kind of work it out.
I'd say around. How much did he go to Juventus for?
That is literally what I'm checking right now. Because obviously he was linked with City. I thought Delict and Laporte at the back would have been such a sick, two centre backs, but no, decided to go to Thingy instead. So it's around 70 million euros. That's what 65 million pounds.
Yeah,
around that.
To be honest, I'd swap Pogba for obviously Delict and about 50
million.
I go a bit higher. I go 60.
Higher?
I go 60.
60 and Delict.
Yeah.
For Pogba.
I think that's a bit too much to ask for.
To be fair though, when you think about a Delict Maguire partnership, that again, like I said with Kane, that's a partnership that will stay. If you get them on long-term contracts, they will stick. Obviously, there's always the question of can Delict adapt to the Prem, because he didn't really adapt to the Italian league, and he kind of struggled a little bit. But he seems like a player who kind of likes the fast-paced game, so I think that could work. But so you'd go around 50-60 million plus Delict, and then they can have Pogba.
I'd go around, I'd say around 50.
Right, interesting. Because with me and Pogba, it's like I think what me and Ken's kind of labelling to. I think Pogba's kind of gone down in value a little bit.
Yeah, I think he's not lived up to expectations. I think his games here. United have brought him in, want him in unbelievable every game, which with that price tag, but he's lived up to that. So,
do you think you've got the right players in to fit in with Pogba too late? Because obviously you tried to bring in players around him when he first came, like Lukaku, you brought in like Ibra, Fred, to be that kind of to release Pogba. Do you think now bringing in Fernandes, maybe bringing in Kane, putting Rashford on the left, do you think you've kind of got the right team to fit Pogba at the wrong time?
Well, I think we should have signed Bruno Fernandes. We should have just done the deal with Bruno Fernandes in the summer.
Yeah, I completely agree.
I feel like Bruno Fernandes deal should have happened earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, Pogba and Bruno Fernandes would have got to know each other and how they play. And that would have had a massive impact nearer to the end. Well, nearer to where we are now in the season if Bruno Fernandes started earlier.
Yeah, I agree. It's an interesting one with Pogba because when you've got an agent like he does, we mentioned him in the live podcast, his agent. With the money he talks about, his agent, how easily it would probably be to sway Pogba to leave United. I think will be quite easy. With the agent, I think the agent will be a big problem in terms of trying to keep Pogba.
I don't think so. I think Pogba would say if United, which let's be honest, if Pogba's going to leave, United will contract at him, and that, in my opinion, I think will possibly persuade him. I think is it Raiola? I think he's said things about Pogba leaving, but then he said about Pogba staying. So, to be honest, I think it's just him trying. I don't know what he's doing, but I honestly don't think that. I think the agent will say things to him about him leaving, but I don't think he'll fully convince Pogba to make one decision. Like, I think if Pogba wants to stay, he will say, "Look, I just want to stay." I don't think.
But then the agent, on the other hand, is going to flip that around and go, "Well, my job is to make as much money as he can."
I think
as an agent, he wants to make as much money as he can, and as Pogba is a player, he wants to get the most money that Pogba can. So I think if it comes to like contract negotiations or just try to keep him, they'll have to worry more about the agent and how much he wants than Pogba. I think, because say if Juventus are offering X amount of money, United's offering that, and Juventus's money is a lot higher than what United are offering for the agent, he'll do everything in his power to Pogba and go, "Oi, we're going here because this is where all the money is." Remember, a footballer's career isn't long. They have to live off what they earn for the rest of their life, 50, 60 years. But then
again, I think at the end of the day, if Pogba does want to stay at United because United are offering, he can easily say, "If you don't want to be my agent, don't be my agent," and he can get another agent in. I think.
Yeah.
But if the agent's being offered money at a different club, he can say, "I want to go here." But I think if Pogba, the player, is getting off United, I think it's stay United.
I think Raiola would try and turn his head and say, "Look, you're not playing Champions League football.
Exactly.
You're not playing Champions League football. You've not won anything this season. You can either stay here or go to a club where you have a more chance. You're playing Champions League football and have a better chance at winning more trophies."
I think that's a massive factor, Champions League football.
Yeah.
I feel like, depending on, I don't want to discuss topics from previous episodes, but say if the Premier League gets finished, right? We get a full 38 games done, standings done, and you do not get Champions League. I think Pogba will be like, you know what? Because you remember, he's getting on a little bit. He want to start playing Champions League football again. In terms of he don't want to leave it too late until he's been stuck without Champions League football so long. So when he actually eventually does get there again, you can kind of see he's like not used to kind of playing against the caliber of players in the Champions League. So you won't want to leave it too long where he doesn't play Champions League football for however many years. So if you don't get Champions League football, I think that'll be a massive factor of him maybe leaving, I think.
Yeah.
I think if we don't get Champions League this season, I think it gives season. I think
another season.
I think brought in Bruno Fernandes. I think Bruno Fernandes made such a big difference to the team. Something United lacking, and I think Pogba not being injured, if he can stay fit throughout the season, them two will just offer so much to United. Bring Kane in. I think it will evolve around the players we bring in quite a bit.
I kind of this what I'm going to say is obviously the chance of this happening is very low. But you're saying Fernandes he's changed United, all that. What if he gets injured? You might get injured. You don't know that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because what about if he gets injured? Then what? Then who comes in? Lingard again? No.
No, but if he does get injured, then obviously Pogba's back.
Yeah, but Pogba, when he's not being injured, let's be honest, before he got injured, he wasn't playing well. I remember the Watford game. Do you remember the Watford game this season when... Was it Watford? Yeah, when he got beat by Watford, where De Gea made that mistake.
Yeah.
Pogba, that's when Watford were rock bottom, couldn't win a game. Pogba was dreadful. You'd look up to Pogba as a player to go, change this game for me, get me a goal, get me an assist, make a chance. And then he couldn't do that, and I don't think he's done that for a while.
Yeah, but I think, look, I think Bruno Fernandes, he could get injured, but I do think Pogba, I think he will be able to bring quite a bit of quality. Obviously, next day he's fit. I think if Bruno Fernandes does stay fit as well.
But again, there's the argument, what if Pogba and Bruno Fernandes are out?
Or what about if Pogba goes out?
Who do we put in there?
If Pogba gets another injury, what about if he goes, you know what, it's just not working for me here. Maybe he just wants a change of scenery or something. You know, if he keeps getting injured, he's like, oh, I'm stuck here again, same place, like it's always happening to me. Then he might be like, oh, maybe this ain't working. Obviously, the Fernandes injury as well, obviously that happening, you know, that'd be a rare occurrence to happen. But you can't rule that out. Like it seems like City always gets a player injured every season, like a massive player. It's like it always happens to us. So, you know, that could happen to Fernandes or someone else, maybe like Maguire or, you know, Rashford. You know, he got injured, didn't he? He was going to be out for quite a while if it weren't for this break that we're having. So, obviously, that's all looking. It depends on what happens, but we'll just have to see what happens with Pogba. We'll have to see. From a perspective of not being a United fan, I feel like he should go. I feel like his time's up. You got him back all to that, you know, boyhood club, and I just don't think it's worked for him. I think he had that one season where he first came back, I think, where, you know, he looks like a decent player, you know, like with Ibra and all that. But I feel like he's tried to go back. It's not really worked out for him. I think it's just time to go, you know what, I tried it, it didn't work, I went back. Maybe to try a different league or maybe go back to Juventus.
I think he'll go. Okay,
so we're gonna go. Right, we'll have a just quick vote. I feel like I know what the outcome is gonna be. Pogba, stay or leave. I'll go Ben first. And he just
leave.
Leave. I'm gonna go leave. Kenzie, leave or go.
I think he
leave
will
or stay.
leave.
Sorry, leave, and then we know how he thinks he'll stay. Interesting. We'll have to see. Obviously, we have no information on that at the minute. I think it's more all down to Pogba and his agent. So I think United kind of can't do anything at the minute. It's like they're kind of just there, like, you know, you can stay, but they kind of know they have no control over if he does or not. So we'll just have to see on that. Moving on from the Pogba and Kane kind of United, we're gonna have to link back to United during this because we're gonna go on to Jadon Sancho, who's been linked to, I think, nearly every big team in Europe, it feels like. I'm going to go to Kenzie for this one. Obviously, he was at City for a bit. Why do you think City let him go? Why did Guardiola let him go for so cheap as well, like, with so much potential to go to Dortmund?
I feel like I don't think Guardiola liked him, like, his attitude. There must have been something that he didn't like about him because he didn't really have any other reason to let him go play him.
Yeah, because didn't he leave like Guardiola's first season?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like he left like.
Yeah, so he obviously saw something.
Summer Guardiola joined.
Yeah, because it's just looking back, it's just mad to think that why would you let someone that good go? It just seems mental.
I think there's a bit of thinking into it because, like, I don't think they liked each other personally, but also like in the clause when we let him go, I think Pep knew he was going to be a class player because in the clause it's like we've got like I think it's like 20% signing. Like the next time he leaves the club, I think we got like 20% on you or something like that.
But I think to be fair, I think they do that with any young player with a little bit of potential. But again, I've done my research. I want to just whittle some of the stats he did for City when he was at the under 18s and under 23s. Under 18s, he played 22 games, 15 goals, 6 assists. He got a red card as well. His only red card was for the City under 18s. And then for the City under 23, 7 games, 3 goals, 2 assists. So there you go, straight away. He's scoring goals and he's assisting consistently. My question would be, obviously, they would have had discussions with City, kind of maybe saying, maybe we want you to go, or he might have gone, I want to go. Does anyone say, like, why Dortmund? Why do you think he would have, why was he attracted to Dortmund? Because you've got to remember, that's abroad. He was young, wasn't really known, let's be honest. when he first joined Dortmund, we didn't know much of him. We just knew he was a good player. Why do you think he went to Dortmund?
Like a new experience, like.
Because you got to remember, that was a risky decision to make, going to Dortmund.
Yeah.
Because if he goes there and it doesn't work, what will he more than likely do? Come back to England. And he more than likely wouldn't sign back to City or maybe a calibre like that. So I think it was risky to go to Dortmund, but it's worked. As you, if he was to sign for United, where do you think he'd play?
Right wing, right mid.
Yeah.
Would that replace Daniel James?
Yes.
And then would Daniel James be put to the bench?
Yeah.
Because obviously we know Sancho is a fantastic player, but he actually hasn't proven it in England yet, if you know what I mean, in terms of like Premier League level. Obviously he's done it like the under-18s, under-23s, but at an actual Premier League level he hasn't done it yet. Do you think he'll be able to do it in the Premier League consistently as well?
Yeah, I think he will.
I'm not going to lie, seeing him do so well at Dortmund and City letting him go, it's a bit like, if he's doing so well there, obviously it was certain he was a good player. So to let him go was a bit like, it just didn't make sense to me. Still looking back, I remember when he first went, I went, oh, I thought he was a good player. I'm like, well, I don't get why we've let him go. And then we've let him go. He's had a fantastic career at Dortmund, and now like every Premier League club and every top club in Europe wants him for, what is it, like 70, 80, 90, million plus. It's like, were we just blind we were just so blind we didn't see he was going to be this good, or?
I just think there's something behind it. Like, he must have had an argument with the coaching staff or something like that, or just didn't like the club in general, like weren't liking life in Manchester or something.
Or maybe
there's definitely something behind it.
Yeah, it may be as well. If he was like starting to emerge into like the first team, maybe he wanted to maybe get some first team games in, and Guardiola was like, look, I can't. And he's like, I've been at City for so long, I feel like I deserve a chance. And he might have just gone, you know what, no. So he's gone, you know what, I'm going to go, prove myself, and then, maybe move on to bigger things, which he might possibly do. For England as well, do you feel like he deserves to start for England in the Euros?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Alright then, England front three. Who would be in your front threes? Because we would more likely play 4-3-3, so who would be the front three?
Kane, Rashford, Sancho for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Rashford on the left. No Sterling?
I'd probably go Rashford, Kane and Sancho, yeah.
No Sterling from the City fan, wow.
Oh, I forgot about Sterling. Sterling.
So who's going in for Sterling then?
Sancho and Kane.
Oh, so no Rashford.
Yeah.
It always feels like there's a certain amount of United fans and City fans in this. But both United fans do choose Rashford and the City fans choose Sterling. Wow.
So who will play on the left?
Sterling.
Sterling will play on the
Sterling
left.
will play on the left.
You don't like on the right?
Sancho on the right. And then Kane, obviously striker.
Yeah.
That's young wingers for sure with speed. Obviously, because he's come into the England team, he's done quite well. That obviously straight away signs that he can easily adapt to the Premier League again, easily. But who do you think would be his preferred destination? Do you think it would be United or maybe like a Chelsea, or maybe a Liverpool?
I think he was going to move. I think if he was going to move back to the Premier League, it would either be United.
Yeah, because I was just thinking.
I don't know really. I think mainly United, to be honest.
I was just thinking because Chelsea have got obviously Lampard's really giving the youngsters chances. I feel like Lampard could maybe bit of a reason why he may go to Chelsea, kind of like like in the English.
Yeah, but I think if you've got Lampard, young players, United spent 70-80 million. I think you bring him in to be the one choice player, right wing, whatever. To the best player position.
But the thing is, with Sancho, for me is, I think people also forget how young he is. Like I've been saying with everyone, it's like if you sign Sancho again, he'll more than likely stay, unless it goes obviously like horrifically wrong. Then he'll more than likely commit his future to, especially in England as well, moving back to his home country. He'll be like, right, I've done my stint abroad. I want to stay in England now and live there. So I think that'd also be a factor of maybe why you wouldn't want to go to maybe like a Real Madrid or any team like that.
I don't know, because when you're younger, like every kid's dreams to either play for Barcelona or Real Madrid. So,
that is true.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That is very true. Before we move on to the debate segment of the video, the new segment of it, Sancho worth. How much would you put a price tag on him?
I'd go 70 or 80.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I'd say 75 million.
75, 70, 80. Kenzie, what would you go for?
I'd probably, if I was going to buy him, I'd probably say about 70, 80. But I think teams would probably go in for him for 90 to 100.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I think
big money
would
that.
ask for that as well.
Big money.
Put a big price tag on.
It's massive. It's just mad, isn't it, the money in football these days. Jadon Sancho, nearly 100 million. Right, we're going to move on to the new segment. I've been very much excited for this part of the podcast because I feel like it could get interesting. Every episode, at the end of the episode, for like the last however long of the episode we have, we're going to have topics that we're going to debate and topics that are meant for debating. So hopefully we get a bit of a split between us four, even if it's a 3v1 on views. Hopefully they'll cause a bit of debate. We'll go through a few, depends how quickly we get through them. We could go through 2 because the 2 take quite a while. We could go through 4 or 5. I'll go with, you know what, because this kind of links to the episode. I'll start with this one. Will Mourinho last at Spurs?
No,
I don't. I know this is going to cause too much debate. I just wanted to kind of throw a bit of shade on Mourinho.
I did. Like at first, when he first joined, I was actually enjoying Spurs playing football because they actually looked like they could do
especially that West Ham
game.
And yeah,
play like attack. Like even though Mourinho was a defensive manager, they looked like they were like their attacking was like better. Like the build up and stuff was better.
Yeah, the movement.
And then they just started they went on a run where they just started losing like 3 or 4 games, and then everything just went down.
Yeah, then they somehow during that run beat City. Amazing. It's just wow. They struggle so much and then they beat City.
I think Bergwijn.
What a signing, by the way. Addition. No, he's a sign and a half. He is. The fact they've got him right before they kind of turned a bit of a sour patch, I think that was a sign in that. He was quite cheap as well. I think it wasn't more than 30 million, was it? I don't think. So I think we've all. I knew that wasn't going to cause too much debate. I just wanted to put Mourinho down a little bit. So we're going to go around quickly. Cast your vote. Mourinho, will he last? Yes or no? I'll go with Harvey first.
Nope.
Ben?
Nope.
Kenzie?
No.
Oh, what a shame. 4 no's. Right. Linking to Mourinho. Who's better? Prime Mourinho, prime Guardiola. Who would you rather have manage your team? Or who do you think's the better manager? In their prime.
Guardiola.
In their prime. Yeah. You got to remember that because Mourinho was a manager in his prime. Could just winning the Champions League with was it Porto? Did he win it with?
Yeah.
Won it with Porto. Won it with Inter. What he did with Real Madrid in his prime, Mourinho was a manager. So, taking everything into consideration and the fact that Guardiola hasn't actually won Champions League without that, Barcelona dream team, would you still choose Guardiola?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it the way he plays, or just the way he is, who he is as a person? Why? What? Because you kind of went to Guardiola straight away. So obviously something just springs out in your mind straight away that goes, yeah, Guardiola's the one.
I think
it's the way he develops a team.
Yeah. Like the way he I know he got given a lot of money, yeah, for City, but we've seen it at United, we've seen it at a lot of teams. You get a load of money and they haven't been able to build a team. He came into City, yes, he got given the money, but he actually built a team that worked. He didn't just go, oh yeah, he's the best player in that position, he's the best player in that position, let's put them all into one and see if it works. He went, oh, he'll work in my style of play, he will, and then gelled them together. I think that's because obviously Mourinho was given money at United, wasn't he? Didn't work at all, couldn't build the team, and obviously that's why he left. But then Guardiola's come in, yes, I know he got a lot of money, but he actually made a team that gelled and stuck, which I think is a massive difference.
What's good about Guardiola, like the first season Sterling came to City, like he was just a flop. Like everyone knew there was a 50 million flop.
Yeah.
And then that one season, that first season of Guardiola, it's like he was just a different player. He just changed him completely.
I think it was the second season on the Guardiola. I think.
Was it the second?
Yeah, the one that we got 100 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. That was the second one. That's when he really went.
He just changed him.
Yeah.
He just changed it. It was like a different player.
Yeah.
And that's what got Sterling his name.
And as well, with Mourinho, kind of just the way he is, does that kind of kind of put you off him straight away?
No, because I think they're both pretty stubborn.
Oh yeah, Guardiola
stubborn.
Guardiola's first few years at City, he was his first season at City.
I feel like he's still stubborn now. Like in January,
in certain situations, yeah.
We were desperate for a centre.
But I also think mainly the club was at fault for that. I think he wanted a centre back, but he was told by the club, look, because obviously in January, clubs knew we needed a centre back. They would have absolutely ripped us off for a centre back.
Yeah,
so I think the club went, you know what, just wait till the summer, get through this season, and just see what happens. For me,
I think City gonna have a major clear out.
I think we need to. It's like that with City. It's like every 3-4 years we just have a massive clear out where we get rid of loads of players. So again, the next topic will cause debate. I do promise, Stick. So who are we going for? Mourinho, Guardiola. Are we going to go Guardiola? All going to agree on that one. Guardiola. Right, 4-0 Guardiola. Mourinho, man, what's happening? He's having a mare. Right, one of the biggest questions ever in football. There's when people debate this, there's always one on one side and one on the other. There's got to be. Don't all jump in at once. Messi or Ronaldo?
I knew this was coming. I knew it.
I'm always saying this as well, is right, because we've got 2 United fans. Yeah. Yes. Let's get real. You don't remember Ronaldo playing for United because obviously you were a lot younger. But obviously you remember. You've seen him at United. And then we've got like City fans who kind of like, for some reason, we kind of also like Messi. It's like he's almost been a player for us. For some reason, we just like Messi. We like treat him as like a player of ours. So, who wants to start? Messi or Ronaldo? Anyone can jump in.
I'm not starting. No.
No what, Kenzie? Go on. Go on.
Right.
You start. Who you going with?
All bias aside, I like Ronaldo's mentality. Is like sick.
Yeah.
Like towards football, he's focused at all times. I just feel like Messi's just different. Like what he can do with a football is just different.
Can I ask what's different?
Like,
as in, like
obviously Ronaldo's got the skills and stuff like that, but I feel like Messi don't have to do the skills to dribble past a player. He can just get the ball at his left foot and just dribble past him and just turn him inside out.
So Ronaldo can't dribble?
No, obviously he can dribble. But
no, but that's like Messi's speciality, though, isn't it? That is like Messi's thing.
Like that's a skill. Like technically, that's a skill. Messi don't have to do a skill to get past a player. He can just dribble with his left foot, like past him, like, and like they both achieved similar things. So it's hard to say.
For me, it's like I know like quite a few people kind of like swap and change. Like 1 minute's Ronaldo, 1 minute it's Messi. For me, it has always been Messi. I just the way he plays with football at his feet, what he could do with a football, I've never seen anyone play like him before ever. The way he just glides around the pitch, and just the way he just gets past tackles, it's like the player that was tackling was never even there. Just like walking through the whole team. I want to respect Ronaldo because obviously what he's done is incredible in all these different leagues that he's played in. But for me, Messi's just... you can't describe Messi for me. You cannot describe him at all. He's just insane. Harvey, who would you go with?
Yeah, I go with Ronaldo.
I would also go with Ronaldo.
What a surprise. Didn't think that would happen. Didn't think that would happen. Right, I want some good arguments, right, from Harvey right now. Why Ronaldo?
I think, look, I'm not saying... I'm going to skip past the league thing because I do think in the Premier be able to...
Oh, yeah, 100% I agree with that.
But I think... I know Messi, different class, but I do think Ronaldo is just brilliant. I think Messi can score red kicks. I'm not saying he can't, but I think Ronaldo just...
that one against Juventus. Oh, my word.
That
was a joke. I remember watching that. That was a joke.
Yeah, but you can say that was amazing. That I'm not being funny, but Bale did the same thing in the final.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's another thing. I've never really seen Messi score one of them Ronaldo goals, overhead kick. I've never seen Messi score one of them.
Yeah, but I don't really remember seeing Ronaldo dribble past about 6 players and
go on Discord
and then go like the way Messi does it. I just okay then. Let's have a look then.
I remember
it's a so-minute video. Get out of here. Get out. I'm not watching that yet.
One goal he scored, it was against Bayern Munich in the final. He was just dribbling with his feet. Boateng just fell on his...
semi-final. I was going to mention that. The fact that he did that to Boateng and Neuer, joke.
He chipped the keeper after it as well. Like,
I feel like with Messi, I think he's more... I think with this debate, I think you kind of like... With Messi, like Messi's more of a player that I'd like to watch. If you know what I mean, that's why I kind of prefer him. It's like, if you just want someone who just scores goals, class goals, is kind of like a goal scorer, you kind of choose Ronaldo. But if you're kind of like a player who can dribble with the ball the way he does and the way he passes, and also scores, I think that's kind of like...
Yeah, but Ronaldo
more of a
also
Messi
does
fan.
that dribbling.
No, but not the way Messi does it. Just the way Messi glides, it is ridiculous. It's like the ball's just stuck to his feet. That's what Ronaldo can't do.
So Ronaldo doesn't glide and can't dribble.
Not the way Messi does it. Not the way Messi. Oh man,
yeah, but that's
I don't even know.
They're so good. They're two different players.
Yeah, but Messi's better though. I think it's right. You know the thing is though. I say this, yeah, but in my banner I have Ronaldo in it. That's not because
I made it.
Oh yeah, no, I think I chose Ronaldo. That was a mistake. Sorry, kind of going against myself there. But I just think it is tough, like you say, but I feel like the only thing as well also that lets Messi down massively is his international record. Right, the fact he just can't do it.
Yeah, but if you look at the players he's got around him, like...
No, but come on. Yes, right, the defenders in the Argentina squads, right?
Better than Portugal, in my opinion.
I think the Argentina attack is insane.
Yeah, it is, but the defense...
But the defense is shambolic.
The midfield isn't great.
But then, to be fair, the Portuguese defense isn't the best I've ever seen.
Yeah, but the midfield, like they've got a half decent midfield. They've got decent defenders. They're not like
Semedo, Cancelo right back.
Semedo probably play left back.
Oh yeah, he can play left. Who plays centre half then for Portugal? Who even is a centre backs?
They've got that Ruben Diaz. He's pretty decent.
Ruben Diaz. Come on, man. I can't defend that. Sorry, I can't defend the Ruben. What's his name again? Who?
I've never heard of him. He's like a young player.
Yeah. He's Valencia, isn't he? I swear he is.
No.
What's his name? I'll get it up now. Oh, he's covered.
Yeah, but Otamendi is better than him. You know,
but Otamendi's a clown.
He can't stay on his feet.
Otamendi is a clown. Like, come on.
You would rather have Otamendi at the back.
No. The way he jumps about, mate. Honestly, the way Otamendi gets about on the pitch, right? Otamendi on his day, right? Yeah, obviously any day of the week, but you just don't know what you're getting with Otamendi. That's the only problem. You have no idea. Like, you could get a class Otamendi or just like a shambolic one.
Portugal here have got Ronaldo, Pepe
passed it.
Bruno Fernandes, João Felix, Bernardo Silva, Renato Sanchez, William Carvalho, Nelson Semedo, João Felix, Ricardo from Leicester.
Oh yeah.
João Moutinho, Ruben Neves. Ruben Neves.
This Portuguese team is looking good, you know.
Diogo Jota.
Yeah, but in the
and you've even got Danilo Pereira, the Baldy.
What a guy! What a player!
the 2016 Euros.
I feel like Argentina was unlucky to not win that. I think Argentina could have had a good chance in the Euros.
I mean, like that. But the team Portugal currently has,
what
I don't think is as good as that team that
Argentina got Messi, Paulo Dybala, Sergio Aguero, Lautaro Martinez, Nicolas Otamendi.
Jesus.
That's about it.
Just saying his name. I feel like with Messi is like on an international level. I feel like he kind of does get. I feel like the pressure does get to him a little bit, knowing he has to carry his whole country on his back. But with Ronaldo, I feel like he kind of like he lives off that pressure of having to be the best player on his national team. I feel like he lives for that. He's like, yeah, that's what I want to be the best. And I want to be the one who has to step up in the big moments. So that's something that I think Ronaldo does have over Messi. Just that arrogance. It's like, you know what? I am the best. That's what I do like about Ronaldo. Some people don't like it about him. I do like it about him. Yeah. Like the older he's got, it's like the more he's controlled his arrogance, in a way, for me. But it is a tough debate.
I knew that was going to come up as well.
To be fair, right, I only brought it up, because the first two debates that we had, was like over in 2 minutes, over in 3 minutes. I was like, I've got to bring out a big one to end it. Right, again, we'll just go around and vote quickly. Hopefully, I'll say hopefully.
Ronaldo.
Yeah. We've got 2 Ronaldos and then we've got 2 Messis. So, comments, let me know what you think on any of these topics. You know what? We'll leave it there. I was going to say one, but I want to save it for the next episode. Actually, you know what? No, we're doing it now. We're doing it now. You know, I want to do it now. All right? It's going to be a 2v1 this debate, because I just want to sit back for a minute and then I'll come in, right? We had this debate last episode. I say I don't want to link back, but I had to get this in, right? More potential, Foden or Greenwood? Kenzie, go straight away. Kenzie, Kenzie was itching.
Greenwood.
Hold on. Wait.
Greenwood.
Let's get some control, right? Kenzie, just lay out your reasons why. Right. Well, hold
Greenwood.
on. Ben, shut up.
Wait, are you saying who's got more potential?
Who will be a better player?
Greenwood.
Who has more potential?
Yep.
But what's hard about that?
Who's got more potential?
Yeah, who's going to be the better player?
No, because they're in two complete. Oh, right, yeah.
Well, you were pretty certain on who it was in the last podcast, Harvey. So, right.
Yeah, but
stop saying Greenwood down the mat, Ben. Right, okay, and let's just get Kenzie's view on it. Right, Kenzie, go.
Right. So, obviously, it's not a debate.
I thought you were going to say Greenwood.
I'm not. Foden, what, 18, 19, and he's won the Premier League.
Greenwood's younger though.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, right. Hold on. Let's get ages though.
Why are you saying his age then?
Hold on. Get his age right. Foden age.
He's 18. Greenwood's 18.
Yeah, that's a year.
Left school last year.
There's a year difference, Harvey. Come on. You're saying he's younger by a year.
Yeah, but he is younger. He's still younger though.
A year. They're pretty much the same age. They were in the school. They were younger. They were in the same. They would have been in the same school year. I think.
Like saying,
or just off it.
Rashford's not as good as Aguero. Like now.
Why would Rashford get compared to Aguero though? They're two different positions.
I don't get why I don't know why he's comparing them. Sorry, Kenzie, but I don't know why. I can't believe you're trying to say yet. Oh my god.
Jesus. Rashford plays on the left.
No, but Rashford's a striker.
Right, let's be honest. Right, Rashford hasn't been playing on the left for too long, right? For in terms of he's played more games at striker than on the left.
He's been playing striker for too long. Right. And you're comparing Rashford to Aguero.
Hold on, right. Well, firstly,
Rashford to Jesus.
Can we stop, right? We're comparing Foden and Greenwood. Can we kind of get back on track, please? we just kind of divert back just quickly, and we can go on to that.
So...
Right, carry on with Foden. Why? Well, then when we got to the age difference, go on.
Like, he's won more already. He's just like you can just tell by like how he plays. Like he's playing in like older people. So
oh, Ken, you're not helping yourself here, mate. I'm sorry. I'm trying to back you so hard, right?
The thing is, you're saying that Foden has won more, right? Which obviously he has, but Foden hasn't won that himself. He has won that with players around him.
He's won the League Cup, mate. So sure.
He's got City vital.
Yeah.
He's got City vital 3 points, so he's contributed.
I'm not gonna lie, right? Yeah, the only 3 points I can remember Foden getting for us was against Tottenham last season.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That them 3 points have won us the league. Like if we didn't get them 3 points, we wouldn't have won the league.
Right, Kenzie, I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Like in terms of thinking Foden's better potentially, yeah, I'm all for you. Yeah, but these arguments are shocking, right? Foden, yeah, right, okay, he won us that game against Tottenham, yeah. But him scoring changes the whole dimension of the game, okay. I'm pretty sure if, say, Foden with that header somehow put it wide, he would never because he's about a yard out. But say if he was to put that wide, someone else would have scored in that game. If you know what I mean. It's like him scoring that goal didn't win us the guy. Say if that goal never happened, you know what I'm trying to say.
Phil Foden started 10 games in the Community Shield, scored 3.
Right. Community Shield. How many Community Shield? How old is he? You sure he's not 29? That does mean Greenwood's younger and has a little bit more time than Foden if he's 29. Right, go on. In what? Not the Community Shield. In what?
In Community Shield, it says.
No, that's not right.
Started 10 times.
Well,
he played twice.
He's only
Foden has figured in 25 games this season, including the Community Shield, starting 10 of them. Oh wait, no, not in the Community Shield.
There we go.
3 goals and 7 assists.
That's not bad. That's 7 assists. That's more than I thought. Right, Kenzie. Right, I'm gonna give you one more chance. Yeah, we've discussed this pre-podcast. Yeah, I know you have the right points you want to say, but you're not saying them, mate. So I'm gonna give you one more chance. Yeah. Why is Foden has more potential than Greenwood? Go.
I just feel like he shows better on big stages.
What is that?
What big stage?
That's an argument, bro.
What big stage? Hold on, wait.
Football. He's playing Champions League football. Greenwood is not playing Champions League football.
Yeah, because he can't.
Exactly.
Yeah, but what about in the future when their potentials are met? What about if he does?
Yeah. What when in the future when we're probably most going to be in the Champions League? Is he going to play it then?
Touchwood.
Yeah, obviously he'll play.
Touch Greenwood.
Yeah, so then he's gonna eventually play, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's not gonna have the potential to beat Foden in any way.
Why? How? Why?
Because if you're gonna say that, you can't really say of the stats. Like the stats are gonna be different because he's a goal scorer, Foden's a creator.
You've just said it. Greenwood's a goal scorer.
Right.
Foden's an assister.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You can't compare the stats because he's a goal scorer, he's a goal creator.
Compared Rashford to Aguero, mate.
Kenzie, that help yourself, man. You're not representing the fan base here. Lewis Peggy will be coming at you right now. Oh, right. I can't. Right. Oh.
Go on, you tell me why.
Oh, God. This is like... Kenzie, you're an absolute mare. Right. Okay. Ben Harvey. I'm going to let Ben go first because I feel like he's got more on his mind. Why has Greenwood got more potential than Foden?
It's hard to explain. It's just hard. You've just compared.
What's an argument?
Aguero,
exactly.
You've just compared Rashford to Aguero. So how are you saying exactly when you can't compare 2 different players who play in the 2 different positions?
Carry on.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I feel like this segment might have to be moved forward in the episode to the start. Because if people have clicked off, they're missing great content here. This is fantastic. Oh man. All right. Okay. Oh, I don't know what to say. Do you think the fact that Foden's in a City team that is got amazing players and Greenwood's in a United team that you haven't reached potential as a team yet? City have. United haven't. When United do reach their potential as a team, do you feel like Greenwood will be part of that team? Because you've got to remember, Kane coming in, that would stop Greenwood's playing time. if Kane came in. If you know what I mean, because Kane would be there for what, 5 years? Say he would be. Where would Greenwood get in with that?
I think. Well, I still think Greenwood will he'd get game time. I think it would be off the bench, but I do that he'd play. I honestly don't think Greenwood will be United for a long time unless someone big. Say, I think, to be honest, unless someone like what's his name, Harry Kane comes in.
What's his name? The England captain. What's his name again? Forgot. Go on, Karen. Sorry.
Yeah, I do think unless Kane, then I do think he could maybe slow down the amount of game time Greenwood gets. But honestly, I just think he will keep getting that game time. I think he'll play a lot in FA Cup and Carabao Cup games per league as well. If Kane did come in, I still think Greenwood will pick up game time there, and I just think Greenwood will keep improving. Because say if he does stop getting game time, he'll go to the under-21s, and could go there as well. Which is, you could say, Foden was to stop getting game time, he'd go and keep improving. But I don't think Greenwood will stop getting game time no matter.
I think the only thing City fans are kind of dependent on, and this is what we've been waiting for ages, when Silva leaves, if Guardiola, what he's saying about Foden being like the next, best midfielder and all of that, if that's true, City fans are actually waiting for Foden to replace Silva like straight away. So I feel like next season, say Foden is the starting midfielder, ahead of Silva, if he has that much faith in him, and then he keeps his place, and then for the next, however many seasons he plays, that can have a massive factor on how much he progresses as a footballer. But if Greenwood's got to go back to the under-21s if a massive sign like Kane comes in, firstly, for me, that shows no sign of faith if bringing in a massive striker like Kane. But then also, as well, with Foden, I could say the same. If City bringing in a midfielder to replace Silva, then it's a bit like, well, we've been waiting for Foden for so long. Why is he not playing? So that's kind of like arguments for kind of both players for why their potential could be slowed down, but then also increased. Because if Greenwood gets in, he could be in the United striker for however many years because he's so young.
Yeah, but to be completely honest, I don't think Greenwood would go back to the under-21s. But say if he was completely stopped getting game time for the first team, then he could go back there. But I can't see it happening. Both players.
Or what about if just none of them succeed the potential and this was just completely pointless? And they both get injured this summer and then that's the end of it. Oh man. Right. You know what? I'm not even going to ask a vote because I already know what the result is. So I'm not going to. Greenwood. Yeah. We'll see. Time will tell. Whoever wins this debate in the end, we'll look back at this. In like 2030, when they've had 10 years of a good career, we'll look back at this if it's still on the channel. And I'm still here. We'll go, remember that episode of the podcast?
No, I don't think I'll remember it, to be honest, mate.
That's poor, that. 10 years' time, you remember this fantastic
I'll be
podcast.
25, probably.
Yeah, but this is during a time of...
let's look at Football Commentaries old episode.
No, yeah, because this channel will be down because I was so successful. Reach for the stars, Ben. Reach for the stars.
I can't.
We can. Anything's possible.
It's too high up, bro.
Alright, okay. Right. Oh, what an end. Hope you enjoyed the third episode of the Football Commentaries Podcast. This is uploaded on a Tuesday. Shut up! Outro time. So this is going to be uploaded on a Tuesday. The live one, which hopefully we'll get a few more debates in, that'll be live streamed on a Thursday, around 9ish, 9:30, around that time. Hopefully everyone's still here by the time we do it on Thursday. We'll be the same for. In the comments, leave any topic suggestions. I'm open to any. Thank yous for watching. I want to thank everyone on the podcast, Ben, Harvey, and Kenzie. Thank you for being a part of it.
No worries, bro.
So, cheers. Ben's channel's in the description. We're doing a Minecraft series on there during this lockdown, so go and check that out. And make sure you get the notifications on for Thursday's stream, and enjoy the rest of your week.